edition of The Pod Has Spoken, looming in the near-ish future, the filming of Survivor Season 50. Does it overshadow 48? I mean, not right now. I think the balance is pretty good. But with us today, we have a Survivor legend, old school Survivor player. I mean, I don't know where the line is drawn anymore.
I think
middle school? There's middle school?
Yeah, there's no.
Okay.
I'm gonna start making my own hats. Compete with Ethan.
Middle school. Wow,
Yeah,
that's actually a pretty good
him.
idea. Yeah, I like that. He made so much money on those shirts. He
Did he
had to
really?
have. I think so.
Was he not donating the money?
I mean,
Or just keeping it?
donating to who and what is all. You're donating somewhere. If it's to yourself or what, I don't know. I don't know. Shout out Ethan Zahn for having a brilliant idea with the old school, new school stuff. Nobody's really wearing a new school shirt around proudly, except for the handful of people that are jealous of the old school people. But guess what? We're closer to death, Sophie.
Now, Tyson, do you think the old school marker changes as it becomes more seasons?
Yes, because when
Really?
the first season I was on was 18,
Yeah.
and I was total new school, and the old schoolers were giving me grief and like, this punk new school kid thinks he's so cool, but bleh. And then all of a sudden, like 20 years down the road, they're like, yeah, he's old school like we are. It definitely moves. I don't know when and how or
Yeah,
what
I think we
defines
shouldn't
anything.
move it. I think it should be like generations, like X, Y, where it's like, I think there's old school, which is to 20, maybe.
Okay.
And then maybe you would include Redemption Island only because that's like still Hans and Rob. And then I feel like there's middle school, which is like me and Kim and like maybe somewhere up to, what's Cagayan? Like somewhere in the mid 30s.
That's late 20s was
28, maybe
Cagayan?
Cagayan?
28,
I can
yeah.
never remember this season.
Yeah, 28.
Numbers.
Like I feel like there's old school up to 22 or maybe 20, 21, 20, 21. And I think 22 to like 31, 30 something. I'll have to look at what they are. To me, that's middle school.
Yeah.
Then I feel like we have this like pre-40. It was kind of crap, right? It was almost like a dip.
It's like almost like the dark ages of like the 9s, 10s, 11s, 12s. This is the second dark ages.
Maybe that's new school. And then this is new era. So we have like old school, middle school, new era.
New era feels like a very clear
demarcation.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, a global pandemic will draw a line in history for everything after that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we have this build up for season 50. Riley texted me and had this idea that we should podcast about these choices, how much effect they're going to have on anything that's happening on season 50, if we like them or not, and what our beliefs should be on them. And I thought the perfect person to have an opinion and weigh in on this stuff, Sophie Clark, winner of South Pacific, and also a winner of our hearts on Winners at War season 40.
Your heart specifically.
My heart specifically. Yeah. I cannot speak for everyone. I only speak for my heart. And I also was like, we could call it Sophie's Choices, whatever we want to. That's the only thing we can call it. This is Sophie's Choices.
Sophie's Choices is a really interesting name for this.
Thank you.
Question. I feel like I have not totally followed along. I know we got 4, but there's 4 coming every week or like
sometimes, I think.
I don't know he said there are 3 more rounds of voting after this, but I don't think it was revealed when we're going to get the next round.
So I think we're getting like 12 things total over the course of the season to vote.
And do we know anything other than these 4? Like
we know a few things that we won't vote on.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
We know that like
2 or no.
Unclear
on that.
If that
no 39 days.
That's a no 39.
Yeah.
That's a no.
We're not messing with the CBS budget.
Correct.
And there's no voting on the cast either. It's not like second chances. They're just going to cast it.
Seems disrespectful this time, Jeff said, because we built the show on the backs of these people.
Right.
Hundreds of whom will not be getting the call for season 50. But We got these choices. Jeff teased them up. He said where the fans are going to have, what did he call? What's the theme going to be?
In the hands of the fans.
In the hands of the fans. It kind of rhymes.
And okay, so I hope they at least call it 50 in the hands of the fans, because I don't like the number only. We should vote on that, like what it's called. I should
bring back
real names.
Here's why I like number only. Because everybody forgets that shit. And so it's like, oh, Blood versus Water winner. Oh, South Pacific winner. You were on 40 something.
Yeah.
And you like I love that. I love that for me as a contestant, where it's like, Tyson, you were memorable on all 4 of your seasons that I can name off the top of my head. But what I can't name is who was on anything on season 40 through 47.
Yeah.
That's right. Why is that good?
It's good for me. It's good for us, Sophie and I.
We become more important.
We're more important because they're like, what? Now, what season? It was 40. It was post-pandemic, which is new era. But that's the only place I can place you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So for me, love it. For myself, as a viewer, it's probably very confusing. So you think Hands of the Fans season 50 or season 50 Hands in the Fans? Well, probably that will be the last vote.
I think season 50 Hands of the Fans, or
Fans in the Hands.
In the Hands of the Fans. It's a little long, but...
Fans hands.
Do you think
season 50
the
fans
logo
hands
on the box will be like
yes. It'll just be a ton, like thousands of hands all reaching in. Like, remember Hands Across America, where everybody's holding hands like in a long line?
Perfect.
It's gonna be like that, something like that. Very excited for that logo. We got a taste of, or I guess we got the big reveal on the 4 items we're able to vote on. Have you already voted, Sophie, or are you voting here live on the pod?
I'm going to vote live with you all, because I will say I tried to vote last night, and then it was like, Paramount Plus would like you to create a user account. And I was like, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, they tricked you. Okay.
You didn't have to create an account?
Yeah, so you got to give up like your email. Yeah.
To vote live with everybody. And I will commit to creating a CBS account for this.
Okay. I have an account. I have Paramount Plus, but I don't know
just give me your password.
This is,
Yeah, you can have that.
Okay.
CBS coming out on the side of voter ID. It's, we're tracking the votes.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do this? Are we walking through each one? Or?
We're walking through each one. We got the tribe colors first. Well, we got 4 things. We got tribe colors, rice or no rice, final 4 firemaking, vote reveal in Los Angeles, live reunion, or in Fiji straight after the votes. And I want to talk about tribe colors. Does it matter? Like, do they sit a panel of fans down and they're like tracking people's vitals as they're showing them colors to decide? Like, I honestly don't know what goes into the color picking.
I feel bad because I feel like I should have come to this with data. I'm sure somebody has pulled together saying like purple tribes are more interesting or something. I feel like I once read too about them just saying that like a lot of it is about like the colors and how they look together, and like there's only certain types of color schemes they can do.
Sure.
I have a memory of like now middle school Survivor. And I remember reading at the time online that there, because I feel like Survivor Sucks was like a whole different vibe than Reddit.
Yeah.
And Survivor Sucks, it was like Reddit, they'll just, I don't know. Anyway, Survivor Sucks, it would be like 10 threads on tribe colors with like deep, deep opinions on that kind of stuff. And I feel like people we played with Tyson, I want to feel like Sarah Lacina cared a lot about the colors. I never cared at all.
I think she only likes red.
Yeah. Like I think some people really have an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a strong opinion, though, looking at this. Do you have a strong opinion, or you're just like totally don't care?
I have a strong opinion, but only in the sense that there's 2 colors that I like on there, and they're both in the same choice. So basically, and Ashleigh, can we flash this on the screen in the post-production? So we have the tribe colors here. We got 3 options, and you just get to choose a 3-pack. You don't get to choose from a palette of colors, 3 individuals.
But it looks like, I don't know if you zoom in, it looks like there's some like sub-colors.
Yeah, there's sub-colors.
Yeah.
And those kind of correlate with the other choices as the main colors of the other ones.
Well, what are you choosing based on? Like I will say my guiding principle when I look at this is like, I want 50 to feel classic. I want 50 to feel like this is a big deal. Or in the heroes versus villains, was it red and blue?
Yeah, it was red and blue.
Yeah, red and blue.
To me, those are classic colors. And so for me, the first one, when I look at this, it's like option B just looks like, that like water cup with the the blue squiggle. Like it's just not,
Yeah.
like I want a primary
90s.
color.
That is classic. That's a classic water cup.
Option B is the one I was going to choose.
For that reason, because I could see you having a hat of those colors.
I did used to have a hat and a shirt of those colors, but it's more that that palette is the most unique to me with the purple and like the teal. The other ones are so classic and we've seen them so many times. I just like the color teal. And I was like, if I were on 50, I would just like that color the most.
Tyson, you know my daughter's name is Teal.
Yeah, no, and that's why I said that
so
here.
You have to pick.
Yeah, which is interesting that you are so against option B.
Well, no, now I'm actually even finding myself questioning it because, so I was leaning towards option, I think C felt like the most primary colory to me.
Yes.
One thing that's cool about option C, those are the colors of the 3 tribes from the original All-Star season 8, green, red, yellow.
I like that.
Is that cool?
I thought it was a cool piece of trivia. I felt like I was going to drop this on the pod and you guys were like, wow, can't believe you noticed that, Riley. That's great. That's why we have you.
But Tyson, like I was going towards classic and I feel like you were going towards like standout. Like what would make it feel like not like something else?
Yes.
Which is just two different
creative that's exactly what I was going
one
for.
Is better, but they're different.
Yeah. And who's to say which one? I'm sure we both defer on opinion there. So are you still sticking with C? Is that your classic? Is that your choice, Sophie?
A for some reason feels like kind of blah to me. Something about the blue and mixed with the orange I don't like visually. Yeah.
So what about what about top 3 colors? If you could choose an individual color from each of these 9, give us the 3 colors that you would like the most there.
Good question. I mean, I think what I wonder is why not take C but do the blue instead of the yellow? So then you just have this classic red, blue, green. Mm-hmm. But I guess the yellow gives it a nice pop and of brightness. Now I feel like option B, I like if you're going to go option B, I feel like you got to go big. So I like the purple and teal, but I feel like I would do yellow with it instead of the orange. And then you're really making it this kind of wild look.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I do like that. Like replace the orange there with the yellow. But again, how do they generally pick these? Do you have any idea? Like I'm envisioning 2 things. Either Jeff or somebody up there who's making the decision is like puts on a shirt and it's like got its design on it. And he's like, oh shit, those colors go together. Hey guys, check out this shirt. We should do tribe colors as this. Or they literally have a panel of 10,000 people come in that they're just pulling off of Santa Monica Boulevard. And they're like, which colors are most pleasing?
You know those ladies that do like the color matching with your face or whatever?
yes. Like at the makeup stores? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. That's what it is. This would go perfect with your tone.
Waving it over Jeff.
Yeah. So I kind of am leaning more towards the first as what they do, but like what kind of science goes into this generally? So
I just hope the fans really like. I don't want this vote to be split. Like I like the idea of the fandom as a whole, like really having a strong opinion,
rallying behind one. And where's the fandom? Where's the fandom rallying? Because a lot of the comments online are like,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, who cares about the colors? None of that matters. Give us something that matters. What color are you? So right now,
I'm in bottom left. I think the fandom is gonna too.
Option C. You think you are with the fandom?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a radical outsider. I'm going with option B. Selecting option B for that. And
for me, everything about 50, I just want it to feel. I feel like recently, and I know I'm just going to like Survivor. Often these days feels like just like somebody putting on a play of Survivor, like little like. Like all these little like high schoolers being like, let's make our own Survivor. It's like the fantasy Survivors on YouTube is what it's become. And I just want this to feel like Survivor, pure.
Yeah.
Which I think C does.
Well, why not make up their own colors? And just be like, this is gold mixed with
metallic.
That would be cool if they did like gold and silver.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It feels kind of bad if you got the silver tribe, like somebody else got the gold tribe.
No, it's
if you're on like the bronze tribe,
it's platinum
what's
and gold.
The third one?
Rainbow. Yeah.
Yeah. Platinum's more expensive than gold, Riley.
All right, that could work.
Yeah. So you just pump it up in people's, So you
Like,
think
believe me, I
platinum,
know.
gold, and rainbow?
My wife's wedding ring is platinum.
Yeah, there you go, Riley. Whoa, baller, dude.
I don't know about rainbow. I would do 2 tribes just because there's not a good third color, and just do platinum and gold.
Platinum and gold, yeah. I like that, and I think that could be done, but we don't have that option. So I'm going to go with option B. I just want it to be different. I think the teal and the purple are especially different. The orange is fine. Yeah. Yellow, I think, would be a good replacement, but that's it. Riley, what you going with?
I went with option B, too. I was just drawn to the teal and purple, exactly like you're saying.
Yeah. Ashleigh?
I did option B, too.
Wow.
I like the teal. Whoa. Yeah. The teal
we didn't
really
talk
did
before this, Sophie. I promise.
I feel like somebody played poker together before this call.
No, we didn't. We didn't. Let's move on to option or vote number 2, rice or no rice. And this is give them rice to ration or make them earn the rice. Sophie, do you have any opinion on this? Have you been on either end of those? Both ends of those?
Season 23, we had no rice whatsoever. We just
I thought that was only a New Era thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
And then obviously 40, we were fed pretty well in 40.
Too well.
Yeah. Which at least I can admit. I feel like some people can't admit that about some of their seasons. 23, 40, night and day. My first reaction to this was like old cranky grandpa, make them earn rice. But I don't know if I want to watch them earning rice. I kind of hate watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be some dumb challenge of like, I don't know, fill up this pot. Let's just give them rice. Also, then we could be like, oh, you guys had rice.
Yeah.
It's like giving rice again.
I want to give them rice, but I want to make sure that they have to ration it. Like, I don't want it to be like Winners at War where it's like, everybody gets 10 cups of rice and what you can't eat, throw in the ocean.
What? Man, they had to make it real cushy for you winners to come back, huh?
No, I feel like the edge amount of rice, right? The edge extension, like the rice there was seriously rationed.
Yeah.
That was, and it's almost worse to have that amount of rice because you're eating like a tablespoon. That's what I want to have.
It breeds mistrust. And like Yule brought in like a little teeny fish. He's like, I'm not going to have a bite of fish, so can I have everybody's rice instead? And we're like, what planet are you on right now, dog? Like, everybody can smell this fish that I caught after 10 hours in the ocean and breaking the spear for everybody. I don't really like fish, so I'll just have all of your rice instead. Absurd. And that's what I want.
To have to be like rationing by the grain.
Yes.
No.
Correct. Like counting the grains out and then have the muscly guy be like, I burned 10 times more calories than the little girl. And then the little girl's like, yeah, but it's not fair. And he's like,
and then the little girl's cooking the rice and she's doing a Tyson.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotta make sure it's done.
Exactly. So let's plug these votes in. Everybody's on board with give them rice. Wait. Sophie's in charge. You don't need to log in. Just pretend like you are.
No, I'm going to log in. It's fine.
Because it asked me to log in and I didn't. I just pretended like I put the vote in.
Okay, I got mine in. Yeah.
So I am going to say give them rice, but I sure hope it's a small amount. Rationed.
I'm surprised. I really thought you'd be on making them earn rice.
No, the earn rice is always like, it's always like somebody being like, I'm the hero of getting the tribe rice. And it's like, I don't want that. I want everybody to fight over when to make it, how much to make, how much everyone's eating. Should we save some for people who aren't here currently? Like all those. I want all of those conversations to happen all the time. Just breeding full mistrust.
That's better TV than like the rice competition.
Yeah.
I also want no negotiation. Just the rice is there.
Yeah. And they should say that beforehand, because if you're getting rice, earning rice, you're always like, we'll just eat it all and then we'll earn some more probably at some point for some reason. Like I do.
Yeah, I know.
Let's eat all the rice because they'll probably just give us more. I don't want anyone to question whether or not more is coming. There is not more coming. This is what you get. That's what I want. Riley, how you voting?
Yeah, I'm giving them rice, but exactly for I don't really enjoy watching them earn it. And so just give it to them. It's fine.
Okay. Ashleigh?
Yeah. Give them rice.
Unified.
Yeah.
I feel like America might go the other way on this, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like the instinct, the impulse is to say, oh, no, make them earn it. Make them harder. Yeah. But we're, once you think it through.
Well, all four of us are American, and 100% of Americans on this podcast voted to give them rice.
Yeah, but I gotta assume most people are going to listen to this before they put their votes in, right? For some guidance.
Yeah. They will.
Yeah.
They will.
So maybe not.
We'll be fine.
So that's, I like that. I'm glad that we were able to all come together on that. I think this could work out after all. Next up, Final Four, Firemaking.
This is the big one they threw in here.
This is the big one. Do you have an opinion? Have you had an opinion in the past? Oh, Riley.
Can we talk about the wording on this one too? Yeah. How do we think they want you to vote?
Yeah. Keep it. It gives players control of their destiny. Lose it. Let them vote someone out, just like the early seasons. Isn't that controlling your destiny if you're in the position to make the vote?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yes. I don't understand how firemaking, which, as we saw last season, can be affected by the wind and whatnot. Like, that's more in control of your destiny. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophie?
Yeah. I'm going option B, clearly. Like, lose the firemaking. I think, particularly in the last couple seasons, in the way, I mean, one thing I don't like, one of the many things I don't like in new school, is I feel like people don't have real alliances. And at first, with this whole voting block concept, they almost pitched it as like this is an advanced version of Survivor. But now it just feels like it's like musical chairs. And what I want to see is people form real bonds that they have to break and they have to keep. Like, it's hard to keep track of stuff. And I feel like the firemaking makes it worse, because it lets more people be like, well, we're going to get to some 5 and then we'll just figure it out. It's like not even in our hands anymore. And I want to see the betrayal of, from 4 to 3. Like, that's the best betrayal that there is.
That's the hardest. That's the hardest spot to lose, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100%.
And the challenge of keeping an alliance together and convincing people that they're not at the bottom, that's just not, I feel like it's not in the game anymore because of the firemaking. And also because of the idols, the combination of the idols and the firemaking, it's like, well, let's get to 8 and then who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. Then we'll just roll the dice each and every week and someone will win.
Yeah.
And it's like they were, I think they intended for, the big threats will have another way to get to the end, but all it does is push the target earlier and earlier. Yeah. So it's like your biggest game players. Now you're
sooner.
at 8 and you're like, well, we got to get rid of this guy because what if they win 2 immunities and then there's firemaking? Well, we have no chance. And instead of before, you would have kept some of these.
It's pushed the end game up.
Yeah.
It pushed the end game up. And you also lost that, this is this guy's do or die moment in this challenge. Yeah. It's like, no, this is one of his do or dies, but then he has another do or die and another do or die.
It acts like, well, then they have a chance to make it to the end. They already do. There's an immunity challenge. They can just win it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the drama of firemaking and the concept of there being a skill on Survivor that matters, I think I'm generally open to those things. And I like it when there's a tie and there's firemaking.
Yeah.
So I think I would be open to the producers if they wanted to introduce firemaking in some other way as an important skill that matters in the show. But I don't like it where it is in the final 4.
Yeah, I agree. I think its original intention worked for a couple seasons of helping the biggest target at 5 get further to the end. But then everybody was just like, well, we'll just get rid of that person earlier.
But who did it win? Chris Underwood, Ben, who? Yeah. The people that firemaking helped
are the people that shouldn't have won based on their merits alone, anyways.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, are there any winners that we all love that only won because of firemaking?
Was Tony going to go home on Winners and More? No, wait. He was okay.
I can't even remember what happened then.
They probably would have voted him out there.
Okay. Well, then.
Probably would have voted him out there. But I agree. Let's lose the firemaking. Let them vote someone out, just like the early seasons. Not letting give the players control of their own destiny.
We're ruining the game. You're ruining it.
Yeah.
I wish you pressed those buttons like you heard Jeff Probst's reaction to your choice.
Yeah. Or it's even more that like Tyson dropping the ball because you have to log in, obviously. Man, that's brilliant, Sophie. I think that you'd get so many more people voting if there was like Jeff was like, it's not what I would have voted for.
Yeah.
So
and then it turns red, like when you're doing a quiz, it like either goes green or red.
Yeah, it's like a wrong buzzer. So good. Yeah, they should do that. CBS, if you are listening, everybody at CBS listens. Add some features to this voting thing. Okay, so Sophie, out on fire. I'm out on fire. Ashleigh's out on fire. Riley's out on fire. Are we representing America here?
I think this one will. I think that they're going to have to.
Yeah, I agree too. Final option.
I don't know though. Like, how big is the casual fan base? They showed it on the show. So people watching the show are going to take out their phones.
Will the casual fan base be able to find Survivor 50 CBS.votenow.tv?
Yeah.
and vote?
I mean,
or is it going to be like, I think this vote's going to overrepresent some of the hardcore, more invested fans.
You vote multiple times?
No, that's why you got to log in.
That's why I have a bunch of email accounts and I've got bots working on this thing overtime. Can you imagine? I mean, I think they could probably spot a bot vote, but that's hilarious.
No, they could.
You'd hope so.
They couldn't?
They don't do that for like fan votes. This makes me think also that like Jeff knows that he doesn't want the super fans overrepresented. Yeah.
The casual fan. This way, well, there's a couple things because now Jeff can, if the vote goes the way Jeff would have chosen, he can be like, see, this is what the fans wanted the whole time. Yeah. And if it goes the opposite direction and it's a flop, he can be like, not on me, not on you guys.
Will they work to make it a flop? Will they introduce some other twist or something? Like, look at this, the worst people won this season.
It's a napping challenge instead of fire. You voted out fire. First one to fall asleep is final 3. Go.
Dude, that would be so hard, actually.
We're measuring
First one
all
to fall asleep,
vitals.
your adrenaline is like pumping.
First one to hit REM is going to be in the final 3.
As Jeff is like, $1 million on the line. You're like trying to doze off.
Plugging your ears. I kind of feel like that's going to happen. Like we're going to get something where he's going to be like, they didn't know what they knew that they wanted, but I did.
That would be terrible.
Let's go.
I hope the vote is so overwhelming and then it goes great. And it's like, that's it. We can finally now wash our hands of firemaking.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the way Jeff wants to get out of this, but he doesn't have a route. And so now this is his way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Without admitting he was wrong, right? He can just say, listen, it worked and the fans want it. We'll just do that. But they both would have worked. They both are working fine.
They both are great. I think it worked in the moments when they wanted it for that reason. And especially like the first season with Ben when they just sprung it on him.
Yeah.
So maybe they could do just like spring it on people every once in a while, but then you're still assuming it's going to be in place and still getting rid of somebody. So you're going to have to be like, for sure, no fire making, guys. For sure. They're going to have to convince them.
I can't decide if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but my understanding is like one interesting thing here is that the players are going to know that these are options, but they're not going to know the way that people voted. Correct. And so I wonder, like, are we going to see people on the show debating like, hey, like, if there's fire making, we got to get rid of him, but there might not be fire making. I don't think they would have voted that way.
I think,
I wonder if that will become like almost a plot point. All of this will become plot points of the show.
Yeah. When like the opening scenes, they're just like, I knew it. I knew option B was, I got the teal buff. But you're right. It will. Because if they're not telling them beforehand, then they're going to have to play like fires in play anyways and get rid of whoever the favorite person is at 5 or 6. Final choice, live reunion, final vote in Los Angeles or keep it in Fiji right after the votes are read. Sophie,
I feel bad for our podcast because I feel like all these things are so freaking obvious.
This one's so obvious. This is the most obvious one. And it's season 50. Survivor wants the live reunion. They want the reunion. They want to bring in Sophie. They'll give her a Southwest flight voucher and then give her a 10% off hotel to be at the reunion with all the other people. And so like, that's definitely, right?
LA.
Like they're just like, we want it, but there's no real way for us to shift. They want to have the party,
but also like those reunions. I love Survivor. I watch every moment. Yeah. I tune out during those reunions now.
Oh, like, we don't even watch them. We turn them off. And I'm like, I'll tell my guests, I'll be like, no reason to watch the reunion. We just cover the show part.
Yeah. The LA reunion is so good. It's so fun. Seeing everybody like a little bigger, seeing everybody. Yeah.
The Fiji ones are like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like the Fiji ones, not only are they like kind of boring because like people haven't had time to like watch themselves back, they're like uncomfortable too. You see somebody who just lost Survivor like sitting there dazed, and then they're bringing out pizza and champagne and stuff, and it's like I just don't even want to watch this. Like this is weird.
Yeah,
and trying to still be on your best behavior because you know you're on TV, so you're like, great job, winner. Yeah, no, I'm totally happy with second place. That was great. I am here to life-changing still.
Well, also like what they're commenting on in there is what they just played, which we didn't see what they played. We saw what's on TV. And so I actually would rather see them comment on what we saw, which is the TV version and their take on like, I like hearing people talk about the edit and
I didn't know that was happening. Oh man. Yeah. Like all of that stuff. Correct. Totally. I think this is the most obvious of all of them. And there's no way that this live reunion in LA isn't happening.
Yeah.
And you're getting that Southwest. We're both getting those Southwest vouchers, Sophie.
I'm excited. You probably went to the 20-year. Yeah.
I did. That good?
Was that a Southwest voucher or did you get a flight?
Well, I was on the cast of season 20 as well.
Oh, forgot.
So I was wined and dined.
Okay. That sounds good.
But everybody else.
Are you on the cast of 50?
Am I what?
On the cast of 50.
I am not.
Bummer.
Are you?
No.
Yeah. That makes two of us. Riley and Ashleigh, you don't have to say anything because I don't want to blow up anybody's spot.
Yeah. Not allowed to reveal.
Yeah. Okay. So does anybody have a deferring vote? Then keep it in Fiji.
I don't think they're going to reveal the votes, but I wish that they would because I think this one's going to be like 98% live in Los Angeles.
And who do you think's voting for the live and keep it in Fiji?
The lizard man people.
Yeah, the pizza people of the.
They still can bring that stuff out. They just don't have to like film it and show it to us. Yeah. And
I would vote for like a New York City one, like the Central Park one. They should have put like a fun, Rosie O'Donnell. I don't need Rosie O'Donnell, but
they need this was like part of one of the preseason things Jeff did, but like how he brings the votes, with the jet ski or the helicopter. We need that.
Yeah. We do need that. That would be very cool. What would he do? Something unique that he hasn't done before or something cheesy that he has done in the past that's hilarious? Like jet ski into New York is hilarious.
The jet skiing was great.
Honestly, even if they did like a green screen, fake version.
Yes, that's even better.
It's not even like low production value green screen.
So here's what they do.
Like
they
a little
just
cardboard cutout coming on the screen.
Yes.
I think a GoPro attached to a commercial airliner that goes from Fiji to LA and then time lapsed.
That would be cool.
Over the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah.
With some wildlife shots of the ocean as it's coming back. Something like that. So, okay. Live in Los Angeles. I think that's the most obvious. I think that one is, I can't guarantee anything because who knows? I honestly, I don't know what fans want. I've tried posting on TikTok. I've tried Instagram. People don't like my stuff. So I don't know. I think I know. I don't know.
Who knew that the buffs were going to be the heated debate between all of us?
Right? The one that we wouldn't unify on. It's Yeah, and probably the most important of all of the votes. So that's going to be
I think they're
crazy
going to
to see.
reveal it in the first episode, and all the players are going to have to be like, "Whoa!
Yeah,
Yeah.
I voted for that
Come
one.
on!" I was gonna
Teal
play
and
with the
purple.
orange one.
Yeah, ugh, I wish the orange were yellow, but I pumped. Well, maybe I can swap onto teal or purple. Just like everybody's main focus is getting on the color thing that they want.
Yeah.
So, man,
Oh,
that's crazy. What other votes do you think are coming up? Any
good
idea?
question. I think we're gonna get some. I gotta think we're gonna get like some twist ones.
Okay.
I kind of hope that we get a new vote where we see it like where they say, do you want us to, which of these advantages do you want us to introduce? And I like the idea of them naming two advantages that we don't know what either of them are.
Oh,
we
that's
we
smart.
don't know what they are.
Well,
So
no,
the players have to like imagine and envision what they could be, so that then they have to play against
Right?
that. Yeah.
It could be like, do you want us to add the grenade or
Or the atomic
and then the
bomb.
players are out there like, it's gonna be here, guys. I think that would be
The
cool.
rock, paper, scissors advantage. Or yeah, I love it. I like that, where they're just, and then the whole season is just like, so what do you think the rock, paper, scissors advantage is? Do you think people voted for the grenade, and what's the grenade? Because it's probably
then you can make it up.
some.
You can pretend to go like, guys, I got the grenade advantage. It might not even
I got the grenade.
game.
So what
And you
it
can
does
really plan that
is
in advance too, what that is.
when you vote, it switches your vote to the polar opposite of who you voted for. Which is like, okay, cool. Now I have to calculate who is each other's polar opposite.
Okay, I think it would be cool if they introduced some advantages that were like, I don't know, that kind of were inspired by old gameplay. Like they could do an advantage that was like the Sean, who's the doctor from season 1.
Rector?
Yeah, like the Sean Rector alphabet disadvantage, where it's like, okay,
Alphabet.
you have
It
to
wasn't
vote
Sean
You
Rector,
have,
by
you
the
have
way, I
to
don't
vote
think.
in
for the
alphabetical
next
order
3
now.
tribal councils.
Yeah.
You're
It's
going to vote alphabetically until you find a dictionary in the woods.
oh, that guy. Yes. I love that. That would be interesting.
Maybe
to do
watch
stuff
like one
with
where
that.
you have to give away, the Eric Reichenbach disadvantage.
Ooh,
you have
that's
to
smart.
You
give
do
away
like a double idol, but you can't play it on yourself, like the
Yeah,
Parvati double idol
exactly.
advantage. Yeah.
That'd be fun. That's like
That
a better
would be
version
fun.
of Ghost Island.
Yeah, it's a way better version. I mean, we'll
Mhm.
have to see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think we'll get to vote on shots in the dark?
I don't
No.
think so. They like it. They like it forces
They like
blind.
creating the blind side, yeah.
Yeah.
What else are we going to vote? There's going to be more like buffs. I bet. Do you think Immunity Idol, like the look of it, they'd have to show visuals?
Yeah, maybe not.
The
I don't think
necklace,
so.
maybe?
I think I think it's just going to be game mechanics, and I mean, maybe we're getting rewards and stuff like that, but I think it's more game mechanics from here.
Oh
on out.
yeah, rewards would be kind of cool.
8
Like
more
if they
things.
if we get some like non-sanctuary, you get to go back on like a helicopter or like a little biplane or whatever again.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, he said
I feel like maybe we'll vote on the family visit, but like I hope they don't just want to vote
Yeah,
on
I'm voting no on the family visit. Like it's just
You
a
will?
complete monster. No, I'm not gonna vote that.
Yeah, Riley would. Not now that he's a new dad, but
Yeah, a few months ago I would have.
I have to
Maybe
pee.
we'll vote on big things like tribe swap. That would be a big one. Like
Yeah,
tribe swap.
tribe swap or no. Yeah, that's a good one.
How many tribes is it 2 or 3 tribes to start? Is it is there a tribe swap? Is there,
Tyson, we already
how
got the
many at the
colors,
merge?
though.
Yeah, I think this confirms that it's 3. It's going to be 3 tribes.
But they could
to
do
start.
2 tribes and then break it into 3 after.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
and
the
then
third
one
color.
of these is
Yeah.
the merge. Oh, yeah. They
I
could
hope
do
it's
that.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. 2
I
is
think
fun.
it's got to be. They must have already set that because it changes the numbers, right? Like if they do 3 tribes, they do a cast of 18.
Oh,
But you can't do that as a 2-tribe season because then it's 9-9.
Yeah, you got to do 20. But it's an all-star season, so if you could have 20 all-stars there, you might.
I mean, that's what I would pick.
Yeah. I have to pee so bad, and we got everything out that we needed to, I think.
So we're in the pod here.
So we're
in the
ending
pod
here. Sophie, thank you so much for being here. Sophie's Choices, everyone. The latest installment of the pod has spoken. We will be back each and every time that they throw up new votes. Sophie, what you got going on? Anything super cool?
Well, I feel bad now saying anything at all because I feel like you have to pee, but I'll talk slowly.
I'm holding it. Yeah.
Okay. I know. Two things. Well, one, I mean, this is not, what's really cool is I just bought the house next to my parents. And
wow.
Yeah.
Are you moving into it?
No, it's not winterized. So it doesn't have insulation. It doesn't have foundation. And it's like a summer camp for
Sounds like a great purchase.
Yeah. We're fixing it up and we're going to Airbnb it. So,
that's incredible.
Stay in an Airbnb next to me.
5% family discount?
Yeah, 5% family discount.
Okay.
That's awesome. And then the other thing, which we didn't get to today, Tyson, but at some point, I feel like we should do a podcast. And I would love to hear feedback from you on like me as a Survivor player. And I can give that feedback like to you as well.
Or is this a setup, or you want
No, not at all. It was something I was reflecting on recently where I was like, you see yourself on TV, you talk about the game, but like you, like, I don't know. I never really talked to people I've played with about kind of, I don't know, what it's like to play with me. And am I a believable person? Am I not believable? And I don't know. I've just recently been thinking it'd be nice to like have that conversation.
See, now this makes me think feedback. You are on season 50.
No.
And you're doing some prep.
I will tell you one thing. Once I knew you were out on Tyson, I knew you were out on Tyson. There was no coming back. Like there was not a moment where I had a conversation after with you where I was like, I think she's with me again. It was like, no, Sophie's done. She's done with me. I have no problem going against her at any moment that people want to go against her because she is not on the Tyson train at all.
Yeah.
So that was very obvious.
Yeah.
So, and you might have done that on purpose. I don't know, but people would be like, what about, it was like, what about we pull in Sophie? I was like,
she's not in.
She's not going to be with me. She's not going to be in with me. So, and maybe it was just my perception. Maybe you can get on and be like, no, I would have worked with you if you. And,
no, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's for another day.
Yeah. I'll have to think about that because is there enough to have a hour-long conversation?
Probably not. What I think would who I actually really want to talk to about that kind of stuff is producers. Like I'm so curious to hear producers' take on I'm curious to hear producers' take on players and types of players where they're like, this person was unbelievable at this one thing. Like really good at, I don't know.
I think what you're going to get there, though, is a lot of cookie cutter, like
they're so locked down,
celebrating the people who dominated those seasons. Yeah. So it's not going to, but it's just
interesting. Maybe it's more a producer thing than that. It's kind of crazy to think about in retrospect, somebody watching you for that long, right? Like not many times in your life do you have somebody just observing you for hours on a day.
And you and I weren't together for that long.
No.
So it would be more interesting with somebody who you were with from almost start to finish.
Yeah. And somebody who you were not necessarily being genuine with.
Yeah. Who you weren't fully aligned with.
Right. Like you talking to, I don't know, Kim or something. It's like, well, we knew what was going on. Yeah.
Well, we weren't always aligned. I tried throwing her under the bus a couple times.
Yeah. Maybe I feel like post Winners at War, I think I got really sick I got super sick at the end.
So sick.
And I feel like I never got like Winners at War closure with people in the way you usually do. You do like a little debrief, because I was just like vomiting. Anyway.
Oh, and you've just been holding on to that.
Maybe I'm still holding on to it. Yeah.
But you vomiting was actually part of my core memories so you gave me more closure. Whereas like, oh man, she was part of the reason that vote flopped on me at the end when my second time I got outed. But she was so sick at the end.
She feels so bad about this.
Everything's, I didn't think that
everything's okay. Karma.
I was just like, karma just came for her immediately. Are you the only one that ever missed a tribal council because you were so sick?
I think so. Unless, I feel like in Cagayan, not Cagayan, the one that Cochrane won, Eric didn't somebody get medevaced at the end? I don't know if they missed the tribal. Or what about James in China?
Did he miss one and then come back with the IV?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. All I remember is that they made a bed for you on the boat. Yeah. You got on, laid down, and we're like, this isn't going to work. You were like, this isn't going to work, and you got off. I mean, my favorite memory from Ponderosa is when I tricked Yule into thinking that it was time to go, because they were very like, be on the boat at 5. And he was taking a nap. So I snuck in his room, changed his clock ahead a couple hours, and then had everybody else hide, and then ran in his room. Is like, Yule, it's 5:25. Everybody's going. He's like, I didn't get my clothing approved. It's like, they said just to wear what you're wearing. Come on. I had him full sprint down the beach. Yeah.
Yeah, I was vomiting. My least favorite memory at Ponderosa involved Yule as well, where I was like in my little bungalow thing, like vomiting and sweating, and Yule came by to try to like debrief the game with me.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of that. Did he? But he invited you to his house and said that you and his wife would get along really well, right?
I know. I'm looking forward to going.
So am I. And my idea was we all should have just booked tickets straight to his house, straight from season 40, just as a hilarious prank. We all are just like, Yule invited us. So we'll get there one day.
Okay. But bathroom break. Let's all take a pee.
I don't have to pee as bad anymore. Do we want to talk more? I gotta go. Anyway, Sophie, thank you so much. It's great catching up. I'll give your podcast idea some thought, because I think there is something there, and see what we can come up with.
Maybe, Tyson, you just need to have 10 people come on for like 10 minutes and give you feedback.
Give me you think I want that? I don't know if I want that.
That's a roast.
Yeah. Just roasting me nonstop about my game.
Yeah.
I think I've
but not Kim. I want like Yule. I want some heavy hitters on you.
Yeah. I think I'm self-aware enough to know. And also there's some people whose opinions I don't respect. So I'd be like, yeah, you're fucking wrong. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, wrong read. Sorry. Next. Like, so I think it would have to be the right. And would you not be the same if we got some doofus on here that had played with you?
Yeah, I guess it was 100%.
Yeah.
But so I am interested. I feel like I am self-aware as well. And what I'm curious about is like, I don't know. I'm sure there are things I'm not self-aware about that I would be curious to know.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
In my old age.
Yeah, maybe that's so self-aware. Because I just assumed like I'd figured it out by the end. But I also had some closure there where people were like, hey, this and this. I was like, yeah, no, I know. Yeah. I also was on edge of extinction long enough to powwow with everybody as well. And also, yeah, there's a lot to it. But we'll try to figure out how to get you that closure.
Thank you.
But don't come on, be vomiting.
This was a cry for help.
Well, I heard it. And how can I support you, Sophie?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Riley, for co-hosting. Magical as always, Ashleigh, our producer, making us all sound and look amazing. Sophie, I owe you a favor of equal or lesser value at a time of your choosing.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Till next week. See ya. Bye.